trip down memory lane here, all the way back in 2010. Man of Steel
Good
was about
times.
to come out. Good times.
Hmm.
Uh, I mean, long before we ever had this show, right before Man of Steel was about to come out, um, Zack Snyder was rumored, not confirmed, rumored to have been in talks to write and direct a chapter in Star Wars. This week, Zack Snyder revealed that those rumors were true. At
He was
one
going to
point,
direct one.
Zack Snyder was going to not only write but direct a Star Wars movie at the same time.
Interesting.
What's your take on Zack Snyder directing a Star Wars movie?
Honestly, it's obviously Zack Snyder is like a big like name right now because of the shit he's going through and the movies he's been making. And honestly, like whenever I keep thinking of Zack Snyder and the things people don't like about him, it's stuff that would really fit well with Star Wars because he's really good at setting little Easter eggs and setting little
Yeah.
tidbits that can honestly be made into different movies. And that's what Star Wars is essentially. It's just different tales of a galaxy far, far away. Like that's how the movie begins all the time. It's
Right.
like at a time in a galaxy far, far away, or once upon a time in a galaxy far, far away. It's basically talking about legends and the universe.
Right.
And Zack Snyder could be a good option for it. I'm not gonna lie. You guys may disagree with me, but seeing how he does with Justice League and Army of the Dead, just those two movies alone, like he's able to create little Easter eggs that can honestly be built into different movies. And I 100% would have loved to see a Zack Snyder Star Wars movie and just see which one he would do. What like it was he in talks of doing like the new saga?
No.
Well, fuck.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
Okay. Well,
So this is what Zack Snyder had to say on Happy, Sad, Confused. He said, "Yeah, we talked about it, but it never, I've been working on it just away from the Star Wars universe, just on my own, just as a sci-fi thing. It's still a sci-fi thing. It's the same story, just kind of now. I'm gonna let Star Wars be Star Wars. The 11-year-old me still wants to make that. Now that I know how to, so maybe we'll see that someday."
mhm.
So it sounds like he's still down to make it. He did not reveal. I think he was prompted, but he didn't really reveal what if we would see any of the recurring big Star Wars names in there. Um, here's where it gets interesting. And you just asked what the story could be. Well, there was a rumor as to what that story could be. Are you seeing it yet on our fact sheet here? It was rumored
That
that
was going to
Zack
be a
Snyder
story
would
for
be
Yoda.
it would be an origin story for Yoda, but not only an origin story, a darker, maybe horror light, or like thriller esque based sci-fi film about Yoda's origin story. So how he, not only his backstory, how he became a Jedi, how he kind of how he came about his way of thinking, um, just Yoda's origin story, but it would have had kind of a darker flair to it. Um, what do you think of a darker Star Wars movie, and not only a darker Star Wars movie, but a darker Star Wars movie about Yoda? Interesting. I would be down to
Obviously,
see it.
obviously a Yoda like backstory is something everybody wants because honestly Yoda's true origin is still yet to be known.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Like we don't know anything about. Again, guys, I'm not a big Star
Look,
Wars
man,
guy.
Yoda, like
Don't kill me in
it's
the comments, but I'm not.
like his species is still not recorded, and
Mm.
that's why it's mainly referred to as just Yoda's species because there isn't like a specific name for his kind.
Is that why
So like,
the little one they call him the child?
yeah,
Is
because
that
no
why
one
they
knows.
want him in the
No,
Mandalorian?
no, because he's a Jedi.
Okay.
No, he's not a Jedi. He's strong with the Force, and he's another species of Yoda, which obviously Yoda's kind is known for being extremely strong in the Force. So it's definitely like he's prize. He's a true prize for the Empire or the First Order at
Right.
that time
Yeah.
to get his hands on him because to have a dark side Yoda would be absolutely devastating for the rebels. Trust me.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why they want him so bad. Obviously, I don't know. I'm just speculating, and and like so going back to Zack Snyder is what I want to get back to. For him to want to make an origin story, just in general, everybody wants an origin story of Yoda's species, like 100%. To make it to make it like a dark sci-fi, that would be interesting because that would mean Yoda's species would end up being like a
Yeah.
savage uh species or a savage world, and probably maybe Yoda is I don't know, maybe Yoda matured and became enlightened despite the his him
Well,
growing up in this world that he's been in. So like it's if I were to think of Yoda's backstory and it being like a dark one, that would be really interesting. I'd
well,
100% watch it.
and not only I don't know, not only could his backstory uh be dark in nature, but what if the story of his species is kind of sad? Like if the story of his species was kind of sad, and what happened to his species or something like that, maybe a lot of them kind of died off a little
Hmm.
bit. I'd be curious to
Yeah,
see what Zack
because
Snyder would do with that because dude, Zack Snyder is great at setting up universes and setting
yeah,
up dark, very atmospheric films. And maybe I shouldn't have said horror. I don't think it would be a horror movie by any means, but the Star Wars movies have a Spielberg-esque, and I know George Lucas. I know Spielberg didn't direct it, but I'm just saying that same feeling of like that heroic, big, it feels large. Um, I think this could possibly be a little bit more of an intimate, uh, I don't know, just a darker storyline, and I
hmm
think Zack Snyder could do that part of it justice. As someone who's not as well versed in the Star Wars lore, I don't know how Zack Snyder would handle Star Wars lore, but I think in terms of the atmosphere and the mood, Zack Snyder could do justice for that kind of story. Would you agree?
I would agree. Only if he
Why'd
brings
you laugh
back
at me?
because it was because you said Zack Snyder could do justice, and I was like, yeah, he just did justice. Yeah, shitty pun. Let's fucking go.
A shitty pun that I didn't mean to make.
Yeah, but 100%, guys. If he does do
Gotta flip my
a
pillow.
Yoda movie, he needs to bring back Yaddle or Yaddle, whatever her name is.
What the hell is Yaddle?
It's a so Grogu and Yoda are not the only Yoda species in the universe right now. There's another one called Yaddle or Yaddle. And this one
Okay.
was I think it was I'm not mistaken, it was in Phantom Menace.
This pillow is
And
killing me right now.
boy, you wearing a pillow. Man, I'm sitting on a hardwood
Oh,
chair. Fuck out of my face. My
it's
ass is
killing me.
flat because of that. But moving forward, from Brad's ass, and Yaddle was like I think she appeared in like Phantom Menace, and she was a lighter complexion of Yoda, and I think she had brown hair, and it was so bad. Like the effects of this character was so bad, but it was just so interesting because it just like perpetuate the mystery of like where Yoda's from.
Yeah.
and it like kind of gave it more insight as to what they made, what other Yodas could look like,
Right.
and that one did not look good. Yoda did not look good. They literally just made another Yoda suit and just put a wig on him.
Mm.
I was like, ooh. So I don't know. I honestly I would love that. I'm sure if you ask any other Star Wars fan, they would want a backstory to Yoda's
Yeah.
origin. And honestly, if and for Zack Snyder to like possibly make it, if he had given the chance, I feel like it would have done pretty well. In
I think he.
2010 though, that was like before
Yeah.
the new saga too.
Right.
Jesus.
I'm sure once they got the idea, which, but then again, it was before. Did Disney buy Lucasfilms after the new saga was already started? When did that acquisition happen?
I'm looking it up.
Look it up.
Because I think it was before the saga, 2012.
That was the Disney acquisition, or that was the start of this saga?
No, the Walt Disney Company bought Lucasfilm.
Oh,
It
okay.
bought it. It bought it back in like 2012, and the Force Awakens came out in like 2015. So yeah, it
Oh,
was
okay.
like they definitely had the rights to Star Wars during that time.
Okay.
Which I don't remember what George Lucas's reaction was to this new saga. Obviously, there's a lot of like mixed feelings about it. I for one didn't. I for one feel like it should be retconned, so to speak. But
Really? The whole
yeah,
new saga?
honestly, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. A lot of people agree with me. Trust me. Mainly,
Wow.
mainly because of the Last Jedi. Yeah, the Last
Yeah.
Jedi was just universally
And
hated.
it's kind of funny because I don't know. I to be fair, I only saw it in the movie theaters, and I actually didn't mind the Last Jedi. And of course, like I was over here, I was like, I kind of dug it, and all Star Wars fans were like, "You could suck a dick." Like, I mean, it just people were freaking out over how much that movie sucked, and
It was pretty
I
bad
was like,
story
I didn't mind
wise.
it.
It was pretty bad story wise because it was like, ah, God, how can I put this? Overall, it demolished any type of like Easter eggs that the Force Awakens made,
Mm,
and or it demolished any mystery that the Force Awakens had. Answered too many questions too quick, killed off too many major good characters,
yeah.
and destroyed Luke Skywalker's story arc.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people that have said that they established a clear direction that they wanted to go with The Force Awakens. And then The Last Jedi was like, nope, never mind.
Yep.
Does that make
Pretty much.
sense? I've
Yep.
seen a lot of people kind of look at it that way. And I guess I could see that. I
The
haven't
only
seen The
thing,
Last Skywalker or the what was
the
it called?
Rise of
The
Skywalker,
Rise
my
of Skywalker,
guy.
whatever the fuck. Well, I don't even care what it's called. Again, I'm not a Star Wars guy, so
Cancel him tonight,
I'll see.
guys.
I'll see it when I see it. Like I'm not. I
I
just
think
thought
the
this story was interesting just because we've talked about Zack Snyder so much.
hey guys, don't worry. We'll have a Star Wars episode, and I'll get them caught up. Trust
We
me.
will.
Even though I'm
I've
not as
seen
like,
them.
but you don't like you don't understand them. That's the way I could say it.
That's fair because I've only ever
Yeah,
really seen them all one time.
exactly. You've only seen like you've only seen the saga of the movies. You haven't seen all the other stuff. Like you haven't like read the books, you haven't watched the TV
No, I have
shows, you
not.
haven't done any of that. And all of those, even though the books again, like that pisses a lot of people off too. Like they retcon all the books, all the Star Wars. They call it Star Wars Legend, if I'm not mistaken now, and that pissed off a lot of people.
Mm.
Like that's what really ticked off most of the Star Wars fans was the fact that Disney pretty much said, "I'm buying Lucasfilms, but I'm tossing it all in the garbage and creating something new." I was like, so that was pretty much the way it went. Kinda, yeah, pretty much. Everything but
Mickey Mouse is like,
yeah, pretty much. Like there was already like well-written lore of Star Wars, and they were like, "No, we're good. We're just gonna go somewhere else."
yeah.
And look how it went.
And
Granted,
I
the new
get it.
saga was decent, but again, like I feel like it would be retcon.
I get it. I do
Yeah.
get. I understand why people um, have such strong feelings about the Last Jedi.
Hmm.
Uh, and I again, I'm not a Star Wars fan as much as a lot. I like them. I mean, I dig them. I hated the prequels. I couldn't stand the prequels. Um,
Prequels, where is that, man? The
I don't
only
know.
okay, I'll say this, guys. The only thing that I actually like enjoyed with the Last Jedi was that light speed scene. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Where look, man, that was so unheard of.
Yeah.
Never before would I have thought that that would happen. And whenever I saw that, I think I saw it. Yeah, I saw it in theaters. And when I saw that, oh my goodness, that was what was perfect for a movie theater to see the light speed scene where
Yeah.
she just goes full light speed and destroys the entire fleet. Physically, like physically and like mathematically and scientifically, because there have been talks about it, couldn't happen. Unrealistic if it would if, and unnecessary, first off. That's another thing. People didn't like that movie because that scene right there didn't really make sense for her to do.
Right.
Or like they were saying, well, if she did that, why didn't they just do that all the time? Like, I'm not kidding. Like, there's been like so many. I've watched so many videos about that scene alone. That's how in depth Star Wars is. Like, it's far in depth, so far in depth than like The Walking Dead or anything else.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Which, and I again, I'm probably going to get destroyed in the comments. We were just talking earlier in the show about. Thank you all so much for your positive comments and for talking to us. I'm probably going to get like hate from Star Wars people, but
Oh, I'm definitely
it's
gonna get
okay.
checked. Don't
It's
don't
okay.
don't think I'm gonna get checked hard because I'm trying my best to say as much as I know about Star Wars lore. I'm pretty sure I got some stuff wrong. So if you guys please feel free to correct me as much as you want about the whole Star Wars lore. Trust me.
It's
I
okay
would love to learn
because
more.
I'll admit I know I'm not a big Star Wars fan. You know what got me to watch them all, right? I tried when I was younger, and I was like, this is stupid, and I turned it off after like 15 minutes. And then when Rogue One came out, I went and saw Rogue One. I don't know if
And
I
you know
saw
what's
it with
funny?
you. I
You
loved Rogue, like for whatever reason, I loved Rogue One. Like
everybody
it is I think it's my favorite Star Wars movie in general.
everybody loved Rogue One. Rogue One was definitely one of the movies of the one of the newer movies that everybody universally loved because it talked about the Rogue One squadron, which obviously is like it was talked about in like the first like the very first movie, episode 4, episode 4 now.
Uh huh.
And yeah, and just everyone knew about Rogue One squadron, but no one knew the whole story. So when
Yeah.
that came out, everyone was excited and the story was great. There was there was very little use of Jedi's in like the actual lightsabers, other than the Darth Vader scene, which is by far one of the best Darth Vader scenes
Yeah.
of the entire
I
franchise.
remember everybody in the movie theater during that scene was like,
The hallway scene was by far one of the
I
most.
was like,
It was
sitting
by
back in
far
your
one of the
chair, like,
most. It was one of the most scary scenes in like the Star Wars franchise.
well,
100%.
if you remember that scene, like, they were sitting there and like they got their guns and stuff and they're pointed and they're ready to go, and like you just see the black hallway and it's like,
Yeah, yeah. It was so ominous.
and
It
that
was
you just
so
like that was
badass.
all you heard for a few seconds
Hmm.
before you actually saw what was going on. It was
It was
dope. That was a
it was
dope scene.
mainly it was mainly because like when because like in the whole Star Wars and the Star Wars saga, you saw Darth Vader, but you never really saw like everyone talked about like how powerful he was and how great he was
Yeah,
in the Force, but you never really saw it in action. That was just like a small little glimmer of like a live action
what he could actually
showcase of
do.
what he can actually do. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was truly beautiful.
yeah.
And which by the way, spoilers, I'll say, wait, you haven't seen The Mandalorian.
I haven't seen it all
Yeah,
the way through. No,
god
I've
damn it.
seen
You have
like
to
the
see
first half of the
you,
first season.
you have to see you have
I
to see the
know.
second
I
season of
have to.
Mandalorian.
I
Bill Burr's in
have.
it.
I have. What do I have?
Nothing.
No.
Nothing in Star Wars.
Yes, I do.
Don't
I
lie to
have the
me.
original trilogy.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fair.
I have Empire Strikes Back, Last Jedi, or not Last Jedi.
Return of the Jedi
Return of the Jedi, and
and A New Hope.
yes.
Okay, I gotcha. Well, I'll just say this. The second season of The Mandalorian pays homage to that scene in Rogue One, and it's
Okay.
phenomenal. It was beautiful,
Are you talking
so
about the Luke
beautiful.
thing?
Fuck you.
It was
I
fine.
was hoping.
It was
Yeah,
spoiled for me. And again,
yeah,
that's like I don't care if that's spoiled for me. Like that's
yeah. I
one
gotcha.
thing, whatever. Because like
See, it's
I
like,
could take it or leave it. I
yeah,
like it, but I'm not like wholeheartedly invested in it like a whole lot of people are.
that's the main thing is because everyone fell in love with Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker and all of them, but because of the original trilogy. But during its time, they were limited in like their capabilities of like emphasizing their strength and
Right.
skills. Like as you could tell, the fight scenes in the original trilogies were not that good.
Yeah.
And then you saw
Well, it
and then
was
in
the
the,
70s though.
yeah,
I
exactly.
mean,
So like whenever, but then whenever you had the prequels and you saw how the lightsaber duels, like the one with Anakin and
mhm,
Obi-Wan, that final duel was so choreographed and it was so beautiful.
right.
So like you want, like it made us think like, well, like can we see Luke Skywalker? Can we see Darth Vader like in that scene, like with all of those actions?
Yeah.
But we never got to see it, and those were just small little glimmers of what can happen.
Yeah.
There's actually in talks. They wanted. I heard talks that there was going to be um a Luke Skywalker series, and they were everybody wants what's his name?
Sebastian Stan,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, because he actually
Yeah.
he actually
He
looks pretty
looks like
decent
him.
like that. Yeah.
He could pull it off, yeah.
Mhm. And I'm actually really excited for the Obi-Wan series. Don't get me wrong. With Ian McGregor, which is by far like he's a pretty
Mm,
damn good young Obi-Wan. So I would love to
yeah.
see him. I would love to see the old
Dude, they're really gonna expand on it though. You know, you talked about people being pissed that Disney like wasn't that they were taking their own direction. There's like what, 14 or, 12 or 14 different Star Wars shows that Disney has lined up for the next few years. Like
no,
it's
get
a
okay. No, no, no,
lot.
no, 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 no. Okay, let me preface this.
He
Okay.
said no 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 no
No, 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 no.
no.
Look, Disney fucked up the new saga. Dave Filoni, who was heading the first and second Mandalorian, like though that guy literally saved the Star Wars franchise. Because trust me, after Rise of Rise of Skywalker, like the franchise was gonna die off. I'm 100% certain. Like they were
Mm.
losing fans left and right. But then when Dave Filoni came and helped out with the Mandalorian, it shot the franchise back up. That's why whenever we're talking more about these other episodes, we're really hoping that Dave Filoni continues to do the magic he's doing. Trust me, he's
So
definitely saving.
are you hyped for Bad Batch and for all of the other Star Wars shows?
Dude, the Bad Batch is fucking awesome.
Okay, but
Fuck
I'm
out of
saying,
here.
are you hyped for this direction that Disney's taken all the different series?
I'm hyped for what Dave Filoni's doing. I don't know
Okay.
about Disney. I know what Dave Filoni is doing, and he's doing a fantastic
Well,
job.
Disney's
It may
providing the
be
bucks, so I
I
mean,
don't fucking care. I'm glad Disney's funding it, but Dave Filoni is the one that's
Mickey Mouse
masterminding.
has still got a hand on the wheel.
Yeah, but actually, I think I heard something about Dave Filoni leaving. I need to
I've seen
confirm
a
that right
lot of
now.
people say that they feel like Jon Favreau is the future of Star Wars.
Yeah, true. John Favreau, because he directed if I'm not mistaken.
I think he wrote and directed The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Plus, he's got
Yeah,
his
I think
hand in the
so.
MCU, man.
Hmm. John Favreau and Dave Filoni both pretty much like did a terrific job in The Mandalorian.
Mm,
And I think if Dave Filoni is leaving, I hope Favreau still like takes care of all of that.
yeah.
So yeah, it's a whole episode we need to talk about, man.
Yeah, we could probably. I'll tell you what. Once I rewatch the franchise, we will sit down and we will do a whole episode on Star Wars and the future of where it's going and things like that. That would make a really good in-depth episode. That'd be a cool one to talk about. So, guys, let us know in the comments, what do you think of the direction of where Star Wars is going? And what do you think of the fact that a Zack Snyder Star Wars film almost happened? Because that's pretty dope.